I need a Waz. It's because you're driving it like a dingaling.
Sorry.
Driving it like blimmin' Dominic,
you know what?
Dominic Diesel.
Yes, it's a car that encourages you to drive like a bit of an anus, I think.
God, it smells foody in here. Really foody. Have you bought some hot food? Is that those crisps?
Chicken katsu curry flavoured crisps. They're a bit odd.
Seriously? Chicken...
Also, I mean, no one wants a soft crisp.
No, that's
Well,
true.
these are really crisp.
Making your eyes water.
They're too crisp. Try one. They're incredibly crunchy. See what I mean?
Oh, wow.
They just require a little bit too much pressure to crack.
They've been baked too long.
Weird, isn't it?
No. You know that TV show, Saturday Morning Kitchen?
Yeah.
I don't like it. And I don't think it accurately reflects kitchens on a Saturday morning. So I think that they should do a totally realistic version of your kitchen on a Saturday morning. And I was thinking, what would be my kitchen on a Saturday morning? And it's like, kids are already up. They're watching something that I think is too shit to watch, even if you're slightly hungover or tired. So I persuade them to turn that over. And I put on, like, I've got a load of Takeshi's Castles in stock, you know, on Sky Plus. So I said, let's watch a bit of old Takeshi's Castle. Saturday Morning Kitchen prides itself on cuisine, doesn't it? Lots of food, cooking references,
But
blah.
if you're pursuing this realistic Saturday morning kitchen
Realistic Saturday Morning Kitchen.
Then the first thing is they shouldn't really have planned anything, or
Yes.
they've decided they're going to make something nice, but then they're going to make it with some ingredients they bought the previous Tuesday, and some of them have gone off, and that's rather spoilt things. And there's a whole segment of the show where one of the presenters has to make small talk with the week's guest because the other presenters had to go out to a shop to go and get some new ingredients, and only comes back right at the end. It's far too late.
What, and
I
that
know.
cup of coffee they have made has just gone cold.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, Saturday Morning Kitchen realistic version, there's a lot of, do you ever do this? I do this a lot. It's annoying. I annoy myself. I get a cup of coffee from the machine. We've got one of those, you know, machines that grinds beans and just makes standard coffee.
I know.
Because
Robotic barista.
if I came to some kind of unilateral position of power, those pod things, illegal.
Well,
They're just awful. And they're really bad for the environment as well, but it's not even that. I just think the coffee they make is horrible, that fake jizz on the top. Ugh. So we haven't got one of those because I won't have it in the ass. But I push the button on the machine and it grinds up some beans and it makes me a cup of black coffee. That's all I want. And then I forget about it and it ends up having to be microwaved to bring it back up to a good temperature.
so you do that on Saturday Morning Kitchen.
On Saturday Morning Kitchen, there'd be a lot of, oh, this has gone cold. Sorry, hang on, can I just put it in the microwave? It's actually quite noisy as well, so I can't talk during it.
Well, there's the thing. My Saturday Morning Kitchen, there won't be any talking.
Well, because everybody's got a bit of a hangover.
Everyone's a bit tired, or you know, things haven't gone as well as they should have done on Friday night. Friday night. And I wouldn't want to talk much. Be a little bit of small talk, and we'd just be watching Takeshi's Castle. I'd make everyone a bowl of dry shreddies to graze on.
You're not describing a very compelling television offering if no one's really talking.
Just real.
I'd like it if, during realistic Saturday Morning Kitchen, one of the presenters' mates, Steve, suddenly just wandered into the kitchen because he stayed over unexpectedly on the sofa last night. And they have to go, all right.
What, and he, unfortunately, because he wasn't prepped to stay the night, he's in his sort of slightly saggy boxer shorts, which have got a hole in an area they shouldn't have. And he's sitting spread-eagled within camera view.
And he won't, they're hoping he'll leave, but he won't. And he's just sitting there going, what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Yeah. And, and your wife goes, oh, we're actually quite busy. We've got to take one of the kids to a party, and unfortunately one of the kids will pipe up and go, no,
we haven't.
I haven't got a party today. And then they'll look at you and go, I'm pretty sure we've got something we need to do, yeah? Yeah. And then somebody makes the massive mistake of saying, Steve, do you want another cup of tea? Thinking that he's already got the vibe that we want to crack on. Steve goes, oh yeah, I'd love a really big cup of tea. Massive.
So I
Sports Direct cup.
I'll do one of my famous fry-ups if you want. No, I think we're good, Steve. Where's you got a shop down the end of your street? I'll go and get it. Well, again, he's gone for ages and he comes back just before the end of the show. There's no time for him to do his famous fry-up.
But he wants to watch a full film in the morning. It's like, no.
Do you have rules about that, about when you can watch a film? Like internal rules that you kind of think?
I have rules about everything for no good reason. My wife finds it a source of slight amusement, but mostly frustration and anger.
Okay, let me try this one on you. It's 9:30, 9:45 at night. 9:30, let's say.
Yep,
Reasonable.
9:30, yep.
If your wife said to you, let's put a film on, would you, like me, say, it's too late to put a film on? And would she then say, don't worry, we can just watch half of it and half tomorrow? And I have to say, no, I can't do that.
Well.
Films are built to be watched in one go.
There's two issues here. One, if it was work the next day, I'd be like, I'm not starting a film now. No, I'd watch a short documentary. That's about my limit. I'll stick a Louis Theroux on maybe. My wife is a night owl. Even if she's got to get up at 5 a.m. for something really vital, she'll still stay up and watch a disappointing fantasy film that ends at 1 a.m, which is what she did last night. Within 10 minutes of it being on, I just looked at her and went, I know this is going to be shit, so I'm going to bed. So she never watches half a film. She'd be like, I'm going to watch it anyway. But then again, I think she could be one of these people that potentially leaves the cinema early if it's a disappointing film. Whereas I think, well, hang on, I've paid my money.
Can't do that.
There could be an amazing twist. There could be an amazing twist.
Oh, I'll sit through all manner of shit just in the hope it gets better.
I've slept through some absolute.
I sometimes, there'll be a new TV show on, new sitcom. First episode is absolute dog shit. I'll go back for seconds just in case it gets better.
Wow, you do give it.
I know, and I feel like, why? Why waste your life? And yet I do it.
I went on a date years ago, and she wanted to go and watch Lord of the Rings, the Twin Towers, I think it was. Couldn't tell you anything about it. I fell asleep within about 20 minutes. Fully asleep. I've never watched it since. I don't know. Apparently the ring's got a massive amount of power. And it can turn people a bit evil. Is that right? Or is it good? I don't know. It's not my bag.
No,
There's no car chases. I watched the years ago. Got dragged to the re-digitised version of the original Star Wars. Unfortunately, I fell asleep. I don't even know the difference between it and the original.
I like Star Wars, but
I'm not really.
I'm suspicious of people who like it too much.
Yes.
There is an optimum liking of Star Wars, which is a sort of, I think, a casual relationship with a very fundamental thing from your childhood.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's an important part.
And you kind of go, yeah, I like Star Wars. Someone stopped you in the street with a gun and went, do you like Star Wars? Yes or no? And you go, yeah, I like Star Wars. Yeah, calm down, mate. It's okay. But if they went, did you put Jedi on your census form that time, the other year? And I'm like, no, because that's such a twatty thing to do. Why would you do that? It's just annoying.
It's worrying.
There should be an upper cut-off point for how much an adult person can like Star Wars, after which they need to take a long, hard look at themselves and possibly have some counselling.
Well, pre-Ricky Gervais, when Warwick Davis wasn't doing a great deal, there was a time when he wasn't doing a great deal. Post-Willow, though. And one of the most famous things about Peterborough that people would tell me, because I live near Peterborough, would go, oh, yeah, well, you know, Warwick Davis lives in Peterborough. I go, does he? Does he?
Are you sure?
Sure enough, Warwick Davis lives in Yaxley, I think, which is a satellite suburb of Peterborough. And they went, yeah, he's got a hot tub. Apparently, it's either a small swimming pool, I guess it wouldn't need to be big, or a hot tub. But I'm like, okay. And of course they go, but he was the Ewok or whatever. What was he? Was he an Ewok? I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Was he Wicket? Because he was a child when he's a child star.
Was he?
I think he was a child
Was
star.
Wicket's the little one?
Yes!
Oh,
Yes!
who's the baby Ewok, is he not?
He's the smallest of the Ewoks, yeah. I think he was. I don't know. The thing is, I don't follow it enough. I'm not really sure. Why are we talking about Star Wars? I can't even remember.
No.
Oh. You know, what's reminded me is there's that Vauxhall just there, that Vauxhall Adam. Some people are really nastily prejudiced against Vauxhalls. Have you noticed that? In a way which they don't seem to be as prejudiced against other cars. I find Vauxhall gets a really hard...
Really?
I think they get really hard beating from people that are a bit badge snobby.
But they're not very good. If Vauxhall ceased to exist,
Ooh.
what do they make at the moment that you think good?
Do they still make they don't still make the 3-door Astra GTC, which I still think is the best looking hatchback in years.
That Adam, from this angle, that's a dog's breakfast of a design. Look at that fucking triangle bit where the bonnet meets the bottom of the A-pillar. That's not elegant. Is it? What's happened there? Why? I've never noticed that before, but it's rubbish. It doesn't help that was a little whack. Look at the front bumper, it doesn't quite fit right. Oh, there's something wrong with that seam there.
We're not that far from Vauxhall, are we, from here? Not that far from Luton,
No.
the home of Vauxhall. I think people... I came up with a little phrase in my head when I was driving back from Heathrow the other day. People who are Luton intolerant. They're unnecessarily prejudiced against Vauxhalls. Now, I know Vauxhall have made an enormous amount of average at best cars, but they've also made some really good cars.
Such as?
The last VXR was pretty strong.
Which one? The Astra? Wasn't it?
Well, I thought it was pretty good. I think it's better than people gave it.
Was it better than an equivalent Ford,
Well,
or Volkswagen, or Renault, or even Peugeot hot hatchback? Which brings me back to my point. If Vauxhall ceased to exist, there's that Seat over there. If Seat ceased to exist,
well,
I think we'd get by. I think people in Spain might be a bit sad, but they could all just buy VWs, which are, broadly the same.
you're Luton intolerant.
I'm just saying, there are certain car companies that, if push came to shove,
And they disappeared.
they disappeared. Look, there's a Volvo over there. If Volvo went, I think we'd go, no, that's a shame, because they offer something that's not exactly the same as anyone else. And they're quite nice, and I could see that lots of people would find a happy home in a Volvo. And Ford's the bedrock of many things, and they make decent cars, and they've got an amazing back catalogue. And you could keep going through it. I can find merit in most car companies and say, oh, they should. It would be very sad if they weren't around.
Has anybody ever listened to the U2 album that appeared mysteriously on their iPhone a couple of years back?
Oh.
Does anybody... Because it came up on my shuffle.
I've forgotten about that.
Well, I haven't ever listened to it, and it came up yesterday when I was driving home, and I'd run out of things to listen to, and I put it on shuffle, and I don't have much music on my phone.
What was it called?
something of Songs of
Up
Innocence.
the bunghole or something. Yeah.
What songs?
I think I might have started to listen to it because I don't, I quite like U2, but then I thought there was sort of on a point of principle. It was almost like, don't tell me what I'm going to have on my phone.
Well, this is the thing. I think it's actually quite a good album. It seems, but
Really,
because it was just given away.
Yeah, it became worthless. Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever listened to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it put people's noses out of joint.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
You're going to make it your new favourite album just to be contrary. It's going to be the only album on your phone from now on.
I'm going to break into Bono's house when he's on tour.
And put things in his
and
house.
I'm going to buy all different furniture. And I'm going to paint.
No, but you can't replace his furniture. You just have to add extra furniture that he doesn't want.
Okay, so I'm not going to replace anything. I'm going to add
really horrible armchair. It might not be a horrible armchair. It might be a nice armchair, but Bono will never find out because he'll refuse to sit in it because it's like, I didn't buy this armchair.
But also,
it's very intrusive that you put this armchair.
That's
in
the
my
thing.
house.
He'll be confused at the fact that someone's gone in there, seamlessly put it in there, no sign of
extra
intrusion.
pictures on his walls.
Yeah.
Extra pictures of your family alongside his family.
Oh yeah, I'm going to put a picture of my kids and my family on Bono's wall.
Just another car on his drive, and it's not a shit car. It might be a good car.
You're just going to give him a car.
It's like a new Fiesta where you couldn't go, well, that's a terrible car. You go, that's a perfectly serviceable car. Though I'll never find out because I'm not driving it because I didn't want it and you gave it to me anyway.
That's a really good idea.
But then, because wasn't it very hard to delete that U2 album? Possibly impossible to delete it from your music library.
I don't know if you can.
So you take away the keys to the Fiesta, so the Fiesta is just on Bono's driveway forever.
What, like going mouldy? It's never been driven.
Never been driven. No, it's brand new. In fact, you sneak around sometimes and you clean it and make sure the tyres have got air in and stuff like that.
Just like that U2 album, which most people haven't listened to yet because they've forgotten it's even there. Again, the Fiesta. It's there. It's in vision, but nobody really takes any notes of it.
And then one day, Bono
That's a really good idea.
figures out the keys are actually on the top of one of the front wheels. And he goes for a drive in it and goes, oh,
It's all right.
it's quite a good car.
I still don't know who gave it to me. Somebody gave me a free Fiesta 12 years ago.
I mean, it's an appealing prank, but I don't think it's 15 grand's worth of prank.
It's unlocked, and what he does, you know, when you can specify when you have stuff delivered where they leave it if you're not there, just leave it in Bono's Fiesta, and it just becomes a receptacle for DPD and UPS deliveries.
Is this like a mate of mine who has an old Chrysler Voyager that they don't really use?
And it became a shed.
No, he just kept using it to store balloons in before children's parties.
Seriously?
Well, his children, he's got 3 kids, but yeah, there's sort of that period when kids really want helium balloons.
Oh, I hate helium balloons.
And he'd go and buy them, and it's like, well, they're just going to get in the way, spoil a surprise in the house. So I'll just stick them in the Voyager. But he wouldn't go to get them in the Voyager because I think it'd stop working.
So it was just a dormant
It was
vehicle.
a balloon storage unit on his driveway.
Well, I remember getting locked out of my house when I was still living at home when I was at school. Came back from school in a massive rainstorm and realised I'd forgotten to take the house key. My parents were at work. My brother was somewhere else. Mobile phones weren't really the thing that school kids had. And I didn't know what to do. But my brother had left an old Hillman Minx on the drive that he bought for 75 quid, I remember it. Bought it off an exceptionally fat, jolly man for 75 quid. And the engine ran, but it was rotten, so we were going to take the engine out and put it in his other Hillman Minx. But he left it open. So I got in this Hillman Minx, wet through, because I'd run back from the bus stop at school, got pissed on, couldn't get in my own house, so I sat in a semi-derelict Hillman Minx and fell asleep. I fell completely asleep to the point where both my parents came home from work, walked past the car on the drive and didn't see me in there. I think it was all misted up.
What if, unbeknownst to you, your brother had decided it was more hassle than it was worth, and a bloke arrived with a high-up on a truck and took the Minx away and crushed it?
I woke up for it to be like pitch dark at night. My parents were in, worried about me, and I think my brother was home. And it was like, how long have I been asleep for? Just in a rotten old Hillman Minx on my own drive. very simple times. Happy times. Happy
I'm
times.
going to break into Bono's house. Just keep putting extra pairs of trousers in his wardrobe. Where do these come from? These aren't. No, it's not the kind of thing that I would wear. Where are these coming from? I took them to the charity shop and now they're back again. Why is this happening? I'm sorry, Bono, but you can't delete those trousers. They're my trousers, but you're having them.
Bono's sock drawer, just make it really, really crazy and varied.
Yeah, lots of extra socks. Wool aggravates my skin. I can't wear these. Well, you've got them anyway.